2036 AD. You are catapulted through the centuries, whirled into the great unknown, into an era of glass cities towering to the sun, and a gigantic space gun rocketing passengers to the moon.
Is man never to rest, never to be free? Make the space gun the symbol of all that drives us, and destroy it. Now!
The distance between the Earth and the Moon at its closest proximity is 238,000 miles. We expect to cover this distance in approximately 48 hours.
X minus 5 seconds. 4,
3, 2, 1, 0.
Reduce power.
Thrill as you get a moon's eye view of Earth. Streak through a barrage of hidden dangers. Meteorites!
Minutes before takeoff time in the uninhabited desert of White Sands, New Mexico.
Tell them to stand by for count-off and firing.
59, 58, 57.
But to reach this dramatic moment were months of construction, checking every detail 1,000 times, and a desperate struggle to convince the skeptical, to outwit those who would stop us, to muster up courage to challenge the black, airless void of terror-stricken space.
Come back to me, Charles. Please, come back.
17, 16, 15.
All right, take it away!
13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, fire!
Who got me here? I didn't want to come.
You can blame me, Joe.
I could have blown my brains out, or gone over Niagara Falls in a barrel, or found some other decent way to die.
The picture you've been reading about in every important national magazine and newspaper. Among them, Life, This week, the New York Times, Popular Science, Seeing Stars, Popular Mechanics, Parade, the New York Daily News.
Thing from another world. This is the spot where it was first seen, and these are the first people who saw the thing. How did it get here? Where did it come from? What is it?
That thing's alive, sir. I saw it. I shot at it. I hit it. I know it. Nothing happened. It just kept coming at me, making a noise like a cat mewing. Captain, it was awful. If you could have seen those hands and those eyes. Captain, you've got to do something about it. You've got.
Is it human or inhuman? Earthly or unearthly? Baffling questions, astounding questions that not even the world's greatest scientific minds can answer.
Gentlemen, do you realize what we've found? A being from another world, as different from us as one pole from the other. If we can only communicate with it.
What happened, Doctor?
In the greenhouse, I was working. I couldn't see.
Yeah.
Then a blast of cold air, and I heard Olson scream.
Come here. Get in the corner. Now hold this in front of you. Stay by the light switch.
1.9. Needles hit the top.
Written in the stars is a message of doom for this, our world. And now in the most shattering experience the screen has ever given you, Paramount tells what could happen within your lifetime when worlds collide. An astronomer checks and double-checks his horrifying discovery. A distant star racing through space toward an inevitable collision planet. The United Nations meet in emergency session. All conflicts pale before this threat from another world.
If you wait until the danger is visible to the naked eye, it will be too late to escape.
High on a mountaintop, an army of scientists work desperately to build this giant rocket, this modern Noah's Ark to carry a few picked survivors of our doomed civilization to a new life on another world, reaching the heights of self-sacrifice, the depths of the animal lust for survival as they fight to be among the few who can be saved.
Let's take the ship away from them! Come on!
Fighting among themselves, fighting against time, as doomsday is upon them.
I think all you scientists are crackpots.
Nothing is going to happen.
When worlds collide, you'll see the most amazing, awe-inspiring scenes ever put on film. The forces of nature unleashed in all their terrifying force. Tremendous tidal waves smashing New York City. The molten fires from the bowels of the earth gushing out to consume our world.
Interrupt this program to give you a bulletin just received from one of our naval units at sea. A large object traveling at supersonic speed is headed over the North Atlantic toward the east coast of the United States.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Drew Pearson. We bring you this special radio television broadcast in order to give you the very latest information on an amazing phenomenon. The arrival of a space ship in Washington. The Army has taken every precaution to meet any emergency which may develop. Just a minute, ladies and gentlemen, I think something is happening.
To give you these facts. But if you threaten to extend your violence,
this Earth of yours will be reduced to a burned-out cinder.
But he's a robot. Without you, what could he do?
There's no limit to what he could do. He could destroy the Earth.
All vehicles, close in. Let's go.
International Film Exposition, Filmex, a tradition since 1971.
This could be the beginning of the end for the human race. For what men first thought were meteors or the often ridiculed flying saucers are in reality the flaming vanguard of the invasion from Mars.
Looks like they're going to come out of that gully pretty soon. We'll have to rush our defenses to be ready when they do.
We're going to need plenty of reinforcements.
We'll get them. Lieutenant! Look!
They slashed across country like scythes, wiping out everything that's trying to get away from them.
That explains why communication is cut the moment their machines begin moving.
Montreal's blacked out. Nothing more's come through.
Same thing that happened on the Pacific coast. Anything from them yet?
No, Mr. Secretary. We've had nothing from San Francisco for over 5 hours.
The nations of the world mobilize their armed might, rushing to defend the Earth against the unknown weapons of the super race from the Red Planet. Is there nothing that can stop the Martian death machines?
Guns, tanks, bombs. They're like toys against them.
We know now that we can't beat their machines. We've got to beat them.
All over the world, human beings cower before the onslaught of these unearthly enemies, whom no one has ever seen. Panic that sweeps around the globe as the great masses of mankind flee blindly in a headlong stampede of hysteria.
Okay, banga banga.
Since when do you talk a native language?
I just started today.
Well, what'd he say?
What'd he say? I don't even know what I said.
I need you, oh, my do I, baby? Of course I do.
Duke Mitchell and Sammy Petrillo turn an island paradise into the zaniest madhouse in the 7 seas. Charlita puts a gleam in Duke Mitchell's eyes.
Your smile your masquerade.
Muriel Landers puts the whammy on Sammy.
Sammy! Run for your life! Go on, get out of here. Run for your life.
Ramona, the romantic chimp, takes off on a romantic chase of her own.
Strange. But interesting.
Really think so? What is Johnny counting?
Bela Lugosi finds the perfect subject to turn a gorilla into a goose, and versa versa.
Look, what are you trying to tell me? I don't understand a word. What am I, dumb or something? Don't answer that. Now look, Duke Mitchell, I'm running this game, you understand? And don't talk back. Yeah, now put it on, because we gotta get out that door.
Today, the scientific world revealed its most closely guarded secret, the plan for man's first venture into the far reaches of outer space.
Within our fuel range are the planets Venus and Mars. One of these should be our destination.
And here is the super rocket poised for its historic takeoff. And there it goes, up, up, up into interplanetary space. And at the controls of this sky monster are the greatest scientists of this generation, Abbott and Costello.
We're not going to the moon. We're headed for Mars.
Bud and Lou could get in such a fix. But first, they make a mess of a secret project. A wreck of the New Orleans Mardi Gras. Terrorize a city and even get blamed for a ray gun bank stick-up. Now they're out of this world with laughter on a runaway rocket ship, and their misguided missile finally lands on the manless planet Venus. Manless? Oh, man.
We must warn the Queen. Our planet Venus has been invaded.
What kind of hot rod was that?
We want a king! We want a king! What can a king do that a queen can't do?
Be the father of a large family?
They're the Pack of the Planets, riotously lost among acres and acres of gorgeous girls. With Marie Blanchard and the Miss Universe contest winners.
I hereby claim Mars in the name of the United States of America.
Me too.
Never before was science so determined. From the deeps of the Caribbean to the underwater jungles of the Everglades, they baited their traps and gambled their lives to put a daring dream to the test.
Gentlemen, the creature can be changed. We can make the giant step and bring a new species into existence.
Here was the grimmest cargo ever to reach civilization. Was this a new being created by a miracle of science?
Fire burned away the outer scale. There's a structure of human skin underneath it.
Or was this a beast made even more frightful by a mortal mind, more powerful by human emotion?
His gills may grow back.
Never. Features of skin, they're more like a human's every day.
depths of the sea on a...
Godzilla, king of the monsters. It's alive.
A gigantic beast.
Stalking the earth, crushing all before it.
In a cyclonic cavalcade of electrifying horror.
Raging through the streets on a rampage of total destruction.
Godzilla, king of the monsters.
Incredible titan of terror.
Wiping out a city of 6 million in a holocaust of flame.
Jet flames cannot destroy it.
Bombs cannot kill it.
All modern weapons fail.
Is this the end of our civilization?
Can the scientists of the world find a way to stop this creature?
For the answer, see Godzilla, king of the monsters.
You may wish to deny it, but your eyes tell you it's true.
A tale to stun the mind.
More fantastic than any ever written by Jules Verne.
More terrifying than any ever shown on the screen.
Awesome.
Incredible.
Unbelievable.
A story beyond your wildest dreams.
Dynamic fun.
Savage action.
Spectacular thrills.
Godzilla, king of the monsters.
Fantastic beyond comprehension.
Gripping beyond compare.
Astounding beyond belief.
The mightiest monster of them all.
See Godzilla.
Flying saucers have invaded our planet. Washington, London, Paris, Moscow are key targets. The whole world is under attack. Can it survive?
We are the survivors of a disintegrated solar system. At this moment, the remainder of our fleet is circling your globe.
What do you want with me?
Arrange for your world leaders to confer with us in the city of Washington.
They set up an electronic screen. The artillery doesn't penetrate.
Never before has the screen reached such heights of excitement. Breathtaking spectacle. Hair-raising terror. See the saucer men's high-frequency disintegrators. See flying saucers travel thousands of miles in seconds. See great cities leveled by flying saucer monsters.
Ross, look.
The same kind of thing that's watched us since the beginning of the project.
People of Earth, attention. People of Earth, attention. This is a voice speaking to you from thousands of miles beyond your planet.
They're coming down to take over. They made that clear to us in the saucer. To the best of our knowledge, my wife and I are the only ones left alive. Only an animal could do that to a man's throat.
Jack, what are you trying to do? Scare us half to death? What are you holding back?
It wasn't an animal that killed Joe. Same goes for Clovey. It was a man.
So much could fail if he should remember and tell someone what he knows about us. There's nothing else left but to...
You're not going to kill him. You think he still wants to live after what he's become?
Duncan! Duncan, darling, this is Helen. Helen. These men have promised not to harm you. Chris! Chris!
He's up there.
I'm not arguing theory, General. I'm here to ask you, to beg you, to save your own world.
It, the most fascinating mastermind man can conceive. A monster that can control all sources of the Earth's power. Able to pull man-made spaceships from their orbits. Making of those it chooses slaves. Of this woman, a willing handmaiden. Of the chief of police, a cold-blooded killer.
Well, I've known you for 5 years. You just killed a man in cold blood. Why? I'll have to place you under protective custody.
Peter Graves, the scientist who fought it. Beverly Garland, who believed her love stronger than it. Lee Van Cleef, whose brilliant mind was captured by it.
Are you really ready to stop loving me?
I'll need you even when no emotion exists.
For a few dollars, you can hire a woman who'll fit all your fetishes. She'll match your requirements perfectly. Then if you ever get tired of her, you can always run down to the employment agency for another.
You'll know terror to freeze your blood. You'll feel the heart-stopping strength of the most fearful monster ever known.
You think you're going to make a slave of the world? I'll see you in hell first.
It conquered the world.
Gentlemen, we're in 3000 B.C.
To reach this lost civilization, science had followed a trail through burning desert sands, through the roaring avalanches of Mount Kuitara, and finally deep into the bowels of the earth. Not even history had recorded the existence of this unknown empire of darkness.
There is no world beyond ours.
If I ever get out of here, into my world,
The world of light and flowers?
will you come with me?
Never before had outsiders beheld such sights. The sacred ritual of the sun death, the blazing sacrificial chambers, the court of the all-powerful high priest of Ishtar.
You will die in the fire of Ishtar.
The blood-lusting mole people storming from their subterranean caverns.
Enter the cavern of unknown horrors. Listen.
What's that noise?
I don't know.
See, the only existing specimen of a spider, bigger than a human.
Men had better find out what made this creature so big. And find out fast, or we're all going to be in pretty serious trouble.
For shocking, skin-crawling excitement, meet face to face 50 creeping tons of black horror. See the spider.
And yet you propose to follow this 10th failure with another attempt, using more of your volunteers?
The future come to life today. The fantastic story of Project Sigma. Earth's first manned satellite for the invasion of outer space. monstrous space rockets propelled at the speed of light through the solar system and the galaxies, joining in the cosmos to travel to worlds beyond. War of the satellites. From unseen, unknown planets comes a warning of horror that the United Nations cannot ignore.
We are obviously in the grip of a force stronger than we can oppose.
The invasion of Earth by a race of supermen from outer space, possessing the weird power of duplicating themselves indefinitely. Creatures taking on human form, yet impervious to any destructive force known to man.
Look out.
The terrors of space travel. The first death and burial in the cosmic void, millions of miles away. An insidious enemy on board, trying to stop man from reaching beyond the limits of our own solar system.
Signal barrier dead ahead. Crash emergency. All hands secure for blast.
Once a normal, voluptuously beautiful woman, she drove into a nightmare of horror and saw descending from the sky a titanic monster whose fearsome touch became a frightful curse.
You think I'm drunk, don't you? All of you! I'm not drunk! I'm not! You've got to believe me.
Please.
It was right in the middle of the highway, 30 feet tall.
Once she's in the booby hatch, throw the key away. That'll put you in the driver's seat. You'd make a wild driver, Harry. With $50 million.
What she saw was beyond belief until others, too, faced its hideous, uncontrollable menace. Attack of the 50-foot woman, incredibly huge, with incredible desires for love and vengeance.
Three, two, one. From beyond space, it came. An unspeakable terror so horrible, no man who saw it lived to tell another. Bone was its food, blood was its drink. All the earth was its prey.
How could that thing have gotten aboard? Why? Just to kill us?
What is the usual reason an intelligent creature kills?
It's hungry? What makes you so certain it's intelligent, Colonel? Not just an animal.
Can't open the door to see compartment.
In the silent void of outer space, puny man matches his cunning against a monster from Mars running rampant, howling for all the flesh and blood on Earth.
Is the nice-looking young man, introduced by John White to pretty June Kenny. And when boy meets girl, well, they do what comes naturally.
But the loss of love has made this mild-mannered man into a maniac. A maniac who wants to make you a plaything. And the fearsome fact is, he knows how to do it.
Why, I'm your friend.
How would you like to be a living doll? This madman can do with as he pleases. A monster his own woman had reason to flee. See, the world that the child in each of us knows. See, a baby doll take a bubble bath in a coffee can.
What are you talking about? Sally. Tell her. He said that tonight. He said tonight he was going to kill us all.
It only takes one of us to go for help.
Feel the fantastic fear of living in a normal world, but being dwarfed by people many times your size.
This engine's still warm.
Say, did you see the skid marks out here? They go at a direct right angle to the direction of travel.
No digs in the macadam either. Somebody was hurt. There's blood all over this thing.
What is this black menace that kills everything it sees and hears? No human mind could imagine the enormous destructive power of this maddened, killing thing. If you're young people in love, look out. If you're driving a lonely road, you're as good as dead.
There's been a lot of livestock missing lately. That doesn't make headlines, but now it's people.
Never in the history of the United States, a monster of such size and power and horrifying hatred of man.
Gentlemen, we are witnessing a biological chain reaction, a geometrical progression of deadly menace.
It had started casually, insignificantly, as momentous events often do.
Look there. 2 points off the port bow.
The Giant Behemoth, the fire-spitting monster predicted in the Bible. Its core a mass of lethal radiation. Rising from the depths of time, it's
find a way of destroying this creature in one piece. Judging by the beast's size, I would say it was powerful enough to drive a battleship.
Of course, its tremendous electric charge is what projects the radiation. That's what makes the creature so deadly.
Have you any concrete suggestions? Yes. First, block off the Thames.
I am your master. I have transformed you into a giant of great strength, and you must obey me.
This innocent-looking greenhouse is the secret workshop of Dr. Decker. These unusual foliages are insectivorous and carnivorous, man-devouring plants, and contain a rare chemical of growth of as yet unknown powers. Konga, towering, terrorizing threat to civilization. Konga, ever-growing man-made beast of immeasurable strength.
Let me go! Please, let me go!
I said let me down! Help! Help!
Fantastic. There's a huge monster gorilla that's constantly growing to outlandish proportions, loose in the streets.
Someone, please, come in. 140,000. Push the red. Oh, Steve, help me. Help me.
Claude, what does it mean I'm stacked?
Stacked?
You'll experience a new dimension in motion picture thrills when you see The Crawling Hand. The Crawling Hand demands to live, commands you to see it. A disembodied hand holds the key to a killer more deadly than the supernatural.
Come on, down children,
The remains of an astronaut destroyed in space fights for life. A requiem for an astronaut.
He's a killer. He doesn't come over here quietly and put that bottle down, I'll have to shoot him.
But he's just a kid.
It strikes deadly, silently. It will not relent. The crawling hand must destroy in order to exist. It will strike you deadly. The crawling hand.
Beware these children. Behind their hypnotic eyes lurk the demon forces of another world. It's them or us, for these are the children of the damned. Children of the Damned, even more eerie and startling than the sensational Village of the Damned.
I think they are the cells of man. Advanced, maybe a million years.
Could they actually be creatures from other planets, centuries beyond us scientifically, invading the Earth disguised as children? There's Paul from England, Nina from Russia, Rashid from India, Mi Ling from China, Ago from Nigeria, and Mark from America. Who are they really? As we of the Earth push further and further into space, are they the answer to our probing?
They're not kids. Have you ever seen them laugh, run, play? No, by God, but you've seen them kill.
The ambassadors of all the Earth's nations experience their defiance.
Paul,
We must know how to make that machine.
We'd never think of trying to force you, of course.
Theirs is the power of evil, turning friend against friend, hating, killing, yet armed with no weapon you can see or touch. Unless we can learn to live with them, we may cease to live at all. Can any force on earth stop their fury?
At this very moment, they could be making all those men out there turn their guns on one another.
Fascinated by the mystery of the moon. But over 60 years ago, writer H.G. Wells anticipated the shape of things to come with his fascinating adventure, First Men in the Moon. The story of the first men to bridge the 250,000 miles between heaven and earth. This is how it began.
This is a solemn moment in the history of mankind.
We're off!
Just as I predicted, shot into space with the speed of a bullet.
First Men in the Moon. An experience unparalleled on the screen as two worlds meet and clash.
Come on! Help me, come on!
First Men in the Moon. Starring Edward Judd, first human to set foot on a strange new world in space. Martha Heyer, the first woman to experience the indescribable dangers of this other world.
Stay away from there, I'll shoot!
Jeffries, who discovers an empire beyond imagination. First Men in the Moon. Filmed in Dynamation. Dynamation, miracle of the screen, captures the whole marvelous, miraculous story of man's first journey to the moon.
Well, it makes all other forms of power obsolete. That's why they're getting their power from sunlight.
You will discover human ant-like creatures H.G. Wells called selenites. Giant gastropods.
Come and run!
Fearsome moon monsters to be hunted and killed. You will encounter another world of eerie beauty and infinite mystery.
Soon others will be coming from Earth. Our galleries will be strewn with dead.
I'm the only one who holds the secret of Cavorite.
Then you and your secret will remain here on the moon.
Cabo! Cabo, this is not an audience. You're on trial. No, Benjamin! No! You're convicted!
From Mars. He saw them land from outer space. He saw them capture innocent people only to destroy. Father turned against son. People changed into strange, weird animals. A general of the army becomes a saboteur. Trusted police turned into arsonists. The boy's parents changed into killers.
But nobody's getting anywhere out there. Nobody can locate anything, anybody. The Martians, we've got to stop them.
Invaders from Mars, capturing humans at will for their own sinister purposes, turning them into diabolical instruments of destruction. Invaders from Mars, weird, fantastic beings of a superintelligence, ruling a race of synthetic humans and pitting them against mankind's dream to conquer the universe.
Come on, step on it. Search every tunnel. We gotta find Ronaldo and the kid. When the colonel gives a signal, get back here on the double.
My name is Richard Carlson. I'm sure you'd all like to know something about the new entertainment miracle, Third Dimension. What it is, what it does. Well, the best way I can describe it to you is to tell you that it makes the screen absolutely real and alive. People, objects, landscapes take on a depth and a dimension such as they have in real life. And it has an added quality. Objects actually seem to come out of the screen. So real they almost touch you, creating the most dramatic impact that the screen has ever known. Coming to an incredible climax when a molten meteoric spaceship from another planet rushes out of the heavens right at you. Of course, these illustrations are only a pale suggestion of the real thing. It can't be described, it's got to be seen and experienced. And I must add that even without 3D, It Came from Outer Space is a picture that you'll long remember for its blending of science and fiction, for its eerie terror, and for its story of an invasion from another planet that's almost beyond imagining. I tell you, from its size and its appearance, this thing came from outer space. I even have reason to believe that there's some form of life in it. What do you want? What are you doing? Let me see you as you really are.
Time 7:19. An unidentified object was picked up 200 miles southwest of Point Barrow, Alaska. Height 75,000 feet. Estimated speed 5,000 miles per hour. White warning. 7:54. First interceptor flight airborne. Point of interception 80 miles due west of San Francisco, California. 7:55. Unidentified object past point of interception. Red warning. This is the account of a handful of people who, in the course of one desperate night, fought off an unknown, unseen menace from another world. Doubly terrifying because it was invisible.
Is that you, Doctor?
With the swiftness of a deadly cosmic ray, the Earth is invaded by indestructible moon monsters. Their ghastly mission, death for all humans. What astounding technical developments are being made to protect mankind? Robot Monster brings you an actual preview of the devastating forces of our future. Unsuspected revelations of incredible horrors that will terrify you with their brutal reality.
There is no escape from me. Very well. I will recalculate. Your death will be indescribable. Fool humans, there is no escape.
I say there are things better left unsolved.
Who knows what waits for us in nature's no man's land?
Impossible, unbelievable, fantastic. But I tell you, it could happen. It could happen. It could happen. It could happen.
Yes, it could happen. For various authorities believe that buried somewhere under the polar ice cap, in a state of suspended animation, are the awesome creatures, the leviathans that roamed the earth at the dawn of time. And under certain conditions, a nuclear explosion could free one from his icy tomb. Then, guided by instinct, the beast would come back to the caverns of the deepest Atlantic where it was spawned. An armored giant, wreaking his prehistoric fury on modern man and his puny machines. Cities would be terrorized by the cruel intruder from the past. Populations crazed and panicked with fear by its destructive force. Granite and steel would crumble. Soldiers and their weapons would be powerless before the onslaught of the beast. The beast. The beast. The beast from 20,000 fathoms.
Herald Square, 34th Street, Broadway. Every section of the city is guarded. No one knows where the monster will strike next.
Another one, Colonel?
No.
You know where the radioactive isotope is?
No, but if it can be loaded, I can fire it.
I'll load it. Just remember one thing. This is the only isotope of its kind this side of Oak Ridge, so you can't miss.
Frightening, bulb-eyed men, 1 billion strong, set to destroy the earth. The human race lulled into a false sense of security, except for one scientist who dared probe the secret of this terrifying plan.
destroy us.
It's all right, Dr. Martin. You're with friends. You'll be all right.
He'll kill everyone. We've got to stop now.
Easy, Doug, easy.
Who are you?
A scientist, like yourself.
Where do you come from?
From a planet, yet unknown to you.
I'm getting out of here.
Stay where you are.
Dr. Martin, what are you doing with this?
Back or I'll kill him. Go on, get back.
Do as he says.
You'll see an amazing succession of staggering scenes. Strange monsters, giant reptiles, and astounding marvels of science yet unborn.
For centuries, science has studied Mars, the only planet where life may exist. Now the screen creates for you the fascinating, frightening spectacle of the first flight to Mars. Hurtling through the universe, rocketing toward terrifying dangers.
Good heavens, we're heading right into it. This could destroy us. We'll have to get out of it.
On toward Mars with disaster threatening at every moment. Human emotions caught up in the terrific tension of the flight. Here is the suspense, the surprise, drama of the unknown. Flight to Mars.
We have been expecting you. You will come with us now.
Amazing underground Martian cities, a planet of wonders, both scientific and human, of exciting beauty.
Do you still object to my proposal?
To destroy these people and all the people on the world as well? Yes, I do.
Our planet is dying. If this ship ever leaves here, it may well be our last chance for survival.
You know the way we've constructed this thing? There's a good chance we might be able to bring back a couple of extra people. I didn't want to tell you until I was sure of it. But you're going back with me.
Tense, exciting adventure on a planet of forbidding danger. Starring Marguerite Chapman and Cameron Mitchell.
Isolated Pacific island, the Navy lands a party of daring scientists to solve the mysterious disappearance of an entire atomic research team. Strange horror strikes first at the plane that brought them. And then, earth-shattering tremors begin tearing the island to shreds.
Okay, Professor. How are the crabs blowing up the island?
I am not sure. But imagine they are able to send out arcs of heat. They are packed with it.
They can melt and fuse parts of the caverns, explode the materials contained, and bring about the slides. There used to be ridges there for maybe 2 miles.
Now there's less than half a city block. Soon we will have nowhere to run.
Fathoms deep among the terrors of the mighty Pacific, daring skin divers brave undersea perils that stagger the imagination. Here are monsters with razor-sharp claws that hand grenades and dynamite cannot stop. Nor searing fire and flame, nor tons of crushing rocks, as mankind faces its last desperate chance.
The incredible, shrinking man.
You are getting smaller. There's no medical precedent for what's happening to you. I simply know that you're getting smaller.
I want you to start thinking about us, our marriage. Some awful things might happen.
As long as you've got this wedding ring on, you've got me.
This is Orson Welles speaking. I have 45 seconds to tell you about something I think you'll remember the longest day you live. It's about a man named Scott Carey. A few months ago, he was 6 feet 2 inches tall and weighed 190 pounds. Today, he's 2 inches tall, and you can hold him in the palm of your hand. Now he lives in a world where he must fight for his life, a world where a friendly house cat is a predatory monster.
Incredible because it's almost beyond imagining. Incredible because every hour he gets smaller and smaller. Incredible because every moment the terror mounts.
I've had about enough of this.
Please, Cooper.
How many more young lives are you going to drain to keep this senseless brute alive?
You know, I could swear I hear the sound of a heartbeat.
Stay away. Get out of here, Rogers.
Tell me about it. I'm a doctor. Maybe I can help you.
Nobody can help me.
We felt that your continued existence is a menace to the project.
So you decided to let me die?
Yes. 220 years. Too long for any man to live.
Completely and put... No! Grab her.
Where are the bodies?
Easy. In all the kingdom of the living, there is no more deadly or voracious creature than the praying mantis. You think you'll be able to drive it out to sea? I hope so.
Every device of military science, every defensive weapon, radar, planes, rockets, marshaled to destroy a foul fury. A monster leaving a trail of carnage, spreading panic across a continent.
Get the alert button. Yes, sir.
Nothing in its path was safe. Not the planes in the sky. Not the ships at sea. Nor the vehicles on the ground.
You boys might just as well go back. There aren't any bodies.
And then this most dangerous monster that ever lived challenged the security of our city.
An upheaval of nature tears loose a creature out of the nightmare of time. Spawned by an earthquake on the bed of the ocean, a reptilian, earth-shaking beast of the sea. The monster that challenged the world.
My tank.
What's wrong?
Blake's tank is caught in the undergrowth.
What happened?
Oh, my God, his body. He died right in front of me. I couldn't help him. I better go back.
Talk sense. What's down there?
I don't know. I never saw anything like it before.
It's the size of a dinosaur, and 10 times more terrifying, hurling the horrors of the unknown at every living thing. Monster of the age. Half human, half wild animal, destroying beautiful women. Out to satisfy its unholy lust for blood. Attacks, vanishes, leaving only the mark of the most terrifying human beast of prey.
Men covering the whole town. If he sticks to his pattern, someone will die tonight.
The satanic forces of hell break loose as the vampire killer defies all.
Listen. Do you hear? It's coming back, turning the screen into a buzzing, crawling, creeping nightmare of terror. This is the son of the original Fly, daring to explore the forbidden science of transmigration that brought horrible death to his father.
You look as if you've just seen a ghost, old man.
It was the Fly.
Fear that will fasten its choking grip on you, as his weird experiments spawn the twisted monstrosities of a living hell. The Rat Man, whose hands and feet are changed to paws. The living corpse who rose from his coffin. And the return of the Fly, seeking revenge with 1,000 eyes. smashing anything that stands in his way.
Suppose he does come here. What if Philippe does not have the mind of a human, but the murderous brain of the fly?
Then he will have to be destroyed.
It's inhuman. Inhuman. It would be inhuman to deprive the world of his genius. With your knowledge of automation, you can help him to live again.
Fantastic are the implications of this story today as men delve ever closer to the secrets of eternity. This story of a human mind and emotions encased in a steel colossus without a soul.
That isn't just an abstract intellect. It's a brain that remembers and feels and suffers. Do you think for 1 minute he can continue to exist when he's been deprived of everything he's ever known or loved?
Impelled by an overwhelming lust for revenge against the world that remade him in this inhuman mold. Unchecked by any barrier of man or nature. Running wild in a terrifying orgy of destruction.
I say that if you were injected with this, you'd revert to a primitive anthropoid, physically as well as mentally.
Only one scientist dared investigate the incredible phenomenon. How a pet dog reverted to an antediluvian wolf.
Look at those teeth. That dog is a throwback.
How a simple dragonfly had become a winged monster of a species extinct for millions of years. Now, before your very eyes, see a man revert to a half-human anthropoid from the dawn of creation. A monster leaving behind a trail of death and destruction.
Oh, it's impossible. Nobody's got a footprint like that. I'll rest when I find the killer.
That's not your responsibility. That belongs to the police.
Madam, I know what I'm doing.
Even he did not suspect the incredible truth. Neither did the police, nor the girl coming to keep a lover's rendezvous.
From the year 5000. Blood-curdling terror from the year 5000. War of the colossal beast, the most monstrous man-beast ever screened, warring against us little humans. War of the colossal beast.
John Cacorn was the first man to be set up in a satellite and ejected back to Earth.
Something's wrong. I'm falling too fast. Goldenrod, I'm in trouble. The jets aren't breaking my speed. I'm releasing the drag chute.
7 hours and his blood is still alive.
Night of the Blood Beast brings you the first creature on Earth bullets cannot kill.
It's fantastic. It's unbelievable. Things like this just don't happen. Dr. Wilder. Half his head's gone.
A blood beast that feasts on Earth's scientists. The first satellite creature to impregnate man with its chromosomes.
It's true. I can feel it inside.
The first exploration into living space, exposing secrets too horrifying to reveal. You'll know days of nerve-straining suspense. It's first-degree terror when you see Night of the Blood Beast.
Stories as H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds and Jules Verne's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea have challenged mankind. So today, man is successfully probing deep into the mysteries of the universe. Can he penetrate the greatest mystery of all, time itself? Of George Pal and the fabulous production know-how of Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer to catapult you through time into a world that is yet to be.
Why is it that we usually ignore the fourth dimension? You see, we can move in the other three. As the doctor said, up, down, forwards, backwards, sideways. But when it comes to time, we are prisoners.
Inventor Rod Taylor's breakthrough into the realm of the fourth dimension is defied by his friend Alan Young.
If that machine can do what you say it can, destroy it, George, before it destroys you.
Every moment is a year, hurtling through the atomic wars of the future on an incredible excursion into the unknown. What are the people like? Ah, the shape of things to come. It's lovely Yvette Mimieux. And what happens when boy meets girl thousands of years hence?
How do they wear their hair?
Who?
The women of your time.
Up like that?
Show me.
Is this the human race of the future? Or is this the Morlocks, fiendish creatures who live in a weird underground world? And the Eloi, the tranquil sunshine people, who the Morlocks dominate and maintain like cattle, luring them below with the hypnotic wail of the sirens, to feed upon them in cannibalistic horror.
Experimental plane faster than sound. Faster than time itself. Beyond the time barrier.
Hello, Allison. This is Martin. Do you read me, kid?
Come in, Sands Control. Position 18, speed 10,000 plus. Position 20, airspeed increasing. I think something's wrong.
64 years into the terrifying future. A beautiful, horrible cave world you've never dreamed of. A beautiful girl and love. Mankind was made sterile in a great cosmic plague. A new Adam and Eve are the only male and female left to repopulate the world.
I value my freedom more than this.
So you will attempt this escape even though we try and stop you?
Yes.
The jealousy of a she-devil frees the bloodthirsty killer slaves.
Follow me, soldiers of revenge. I'll lead you to the captain, to food, to freedom.
The last survivors of the human race are doomed to murder in a killer orgy by vicious subhuman mutants. Will you die 64 years from today? We challenge you to see the most terrifying picture ever made. See the picture of your life or death. Beyond the time barrier. Love beyond your wildest dreams. Adventure more daring than this earth has ever seen. If you have courage beyond the average, see beyond the time barrier.
the first strangers ever to see this miracle. A doctor eager for riches, his wife desperate to recover her youth and beauty, their guide. To obtain this knowledge, they had crossed 1,000 miles of jungle, menaced by wild beasts, savage hordes. Now the dread secret of rejuvenation was hers, obtained at a frightful price. But her admirers had better beware, for now she was the leech woman.
Get out of here. What? Get out. No.
Terry! Terry, what's wrong?
You've lost the urge to experiment.
Oh, every time you touch me, I go out of my mind. Let me die. Let me die.
Her brain kept alive by experimental science, by a man whose abnormal passions inspired him to try the impossible.
I brought her back. She'll live and I'll get her another body.
Yes, and what of her soul? How can you make of her an experiment of horror?
His mad ambitions and desires threaten every woman possessing an attractive body. Girls whose measurements make them beauty contest participants. Professional figure models such as this. All are prey to his distorted desires.
What's locked behind that door?
Horror. No normal mind can imagine. Something even more terrible than you.
Horror has its ultimate, and I'm that.
Behind that door is the sum total of Dr. Cortland's mistakes.
He intends to kill somebody. To rob them of their body. We've got to stop him.
Here is where it starts. 3 miles below the surface, as world-famous scientists, leaders of state, generals of the armies prepare to challenge the infinite.
We have within our grasp the limitless, clean heat of the inner Earth. We can transform all the continents and make a life of plenty for all mankind for the foreseeable future.
They knew that only a missile with an atomic warhead could crack the Earth's impenetrable inner core. Would it mean the end of the world or the beginning of a new life for all mankind? Miles under the Earth's surface, a man, his wife, and the man she once loved, living life as if this could be their last. Crack in the world, as Project Inner Space upsets the delicate balance of the Earth's core, rips our planet in two, bringing disaster in its wake, destruction, irrational terror, and unbelievable courage.
What if the crack keeps going, right around the world? What happens then?
Where the landmass is split, the oceans will be sucked in. And the colossal pressure generated by the steam will rip the Earth apart and destroy it.
It isn't possible. It's insane. Is there anything that we can do?
Pray. Daring scientists descend into a 1,000-degree inferno with a live H-bomb in their deadly gamble to save the universe. brutal power of nature's inner force is released. Mankind totters on the brink of its own headlong rush to cataclysmic destruction.
I'll keep recording everything that happens as long as I can.
Sorensen, the whole project is going.
One finger points to Dr. Goldfoot and the Bikini Machine. Benson Price as Dr. Goldfoot is the man to watch. And Secret Agent 00.5, Frank Avalon, is watching him.
Hello, darling.
Dwayne Hickman is too happy with Susan Hart to care that she isn't human.
Did you miss me, precious?
While Jack Mulaney uncovers the undercover man. All of which special guest star Fred Clark just doesn't believe.
You're nuts!
But watch out for Dr. G. Fun on the run. Wild, weird, wacky. Dr. Goldfoot and the Bikini Machine.
Terror and horror. Die, monster, die. Starring Boris Karloff, Nick Adams, Susan Farmer, Planet of the Vampires. Starring Barry Sullivan, space explorers fighting planet vampires. Boris Karloff as the lust-mad stone monster. Two nerve-jolting terror thrillers. Die, Monster, Die. Planet of the Vampires.
You are listening to the sound of a completely new screen experience. A startling new kind of excitement. As 20th Century Fox plunges you into the most incredible adventure that man could ever achieve. To make a motion picture that crosses a new frontier may seem impossible today. Outer space, the depths of the sea, the bowels of the earth, the past, the future, all have been subjects for the camera. But now, a film called Fantastic Voyage has broken through in an unexpected direction to create an adventure of astonishing suspense and beauty.
One of the miracles of the universe.
Its vital news story sweeps down from the sky. Then it drops the bottom out of the world you know and understand. As a beleaguered nation desperate for survival launches a journey you can never erase from your memory.
We need you for security purposes, Mr. Grant. They know they failed to kill Benish. Security thinks they'll try again, first chance they get.
A woman has no place on a mission
I
of this
insist
kind.
on taking my technician.
You'll take along who I assign.
Don't tell me who I'm going to work with.
4 men and a beautiful girl, off on a fantastic voyage, actually entering inside the human body, exploring an unknown universe, unknown dangers.
They're tightening. I can't breathe.
24 seconds left. After that, you're in danger of attack. Come on. It's sheer suicide for all of us.
You are there with them, sharing a breakthrough in motion picture.
He's gone.
If you thought it was too late to discover something entirely new on the screen, Fantastic Voyage will be a stunning experience. For you are going where no man or camera has ventured before. And when you come out, you may never look at yourself in the same way again.
Give me your widest beam. Full power.